Morning talk show today. My new lace blouse. I have a white one and a black one too, and they make a blue. I might get blue, but they run big. So this is a 1X, not a 2X, which I usually get. What am I going to talk about today? Well, I was going to start talking about you never know. What does that mean? You never know what's going to happen when you wake up that morning, right? Now that we're this old, we know that happens. So you never know what's going to happen today. So, is an emergency going to happen? Are you going to have to run somewhere? Someone get hurt? Someone, you just never know. So be prepared and don't just you're going to get caught. If you're going to stay in your pajamas till noon or 1 or 2 or all day, that's the day then you know somebody's going to come. Your old high school friend is going to show up. Or you're going to have to run to the hospital because your daughter's in labor. That happened to me. So don't lay there in your scroungiest whatever unless you want to go to the store and go to see people in that. You never know what's going to happen today. So some people it wouldn't bother. It wouldn't matter to them. I wish it didn't matter to me, but it does. If I got to run to the hospital because Chad fell off and got hurt, and they called me, your son's in the hospital, I had to run. I didn't have time to stop. And, I always think when I dye my hair and it has to stay on for 20 minutes or whatever, and what if somebody calls and they say, I got to go right now? I can't. I'm dyeing my hair. I got to rinse it out. So that's what I was going to talk about, to be prepared. But instead, I'm going to switch channels a little and talk about some of the comments I get. Because, I could spend all day reading them, and they're fun to read. And Jamie reads them to me at nighttime. But you know what he does? He cheats a little. If he finds a comment that is very rude to me, or if they say something against me or bashing me or something, which I don't get very many, but he doesn't read those to me. Because, he sticks up for me and he loves me. And if you want Jamie to like you, don't say bad things about me because he's not going to like you then. He's going to say, who is that person? He has some of your names memorized. Let me see if I can remember some of them. He always tells me. I probably can't remember them. But he knows that the ones, somebody from one place, and he always hears, she's writing again, Missouri maybe. He knows her. Anyway, he's cute. So, here's what I wanted to talk about. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We need to teach our children thank you. I know that. And I was made aware, I have not been saying thank you enough to all my subscribers. Now, I guess I'm not a person that overly gushy, overly complimentary, overly, those people who just go on and on. You're so wonderful and you're so beautiful and thank you so much. I'm not one of those people about anything. Now, and I don't want to be the other way to never say thank you, but that is why I'm giving these as free gifts to winners that I draw out of the hat, because it's a show of my thankfulness that you subscribe to me, because you subscribers are the ones that make my channel what it is. If nobody watched and nobody subscribed, then my channel would be way back in the less than 1,000 mark. And maybe some of you don't know how YouTube works. You have to have 1,000 subscribers to even get able to apply to get monetized. Monetized means they give you a little check. And this comes from the commercials that they show during your video. Just like Real TV, when we were young, your commercials pay for the advertising. That's how they make money. All right. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers and so many hours of views, a lot of views. I can't remember what the hours are for the views. So when I made it to that point, some people it takes a long time to make it there to 1,000. So you want to get there as fast as you can. if you're doing this to get a little part-time job. Like, that's what I'm thinking this is for me, is a part-time job. I don't want to sit on the corner selling dresses, little girls' dresses anymore. I got burned out. I got burnt out sewing for people. I got burnt out, babysitting, all those things. So then I decided to try this because I knew the rules. And if you get 1,000 subscribers, then you can get, and enough views, hours of views, then you get monetized. Now, here's something else people don't know. We could look up our analytics. I can't say that word. In the studio, YouTube studio, once you join up and everything. And they tell you everything when you have an account with them. Like, you look at all your videos, your shorts, your live, and see what each one, pays. And they have graphs telling you. I don't get it all. And my son was explaining some of it to you. But I don't get it all. And then they're down here and they'll tell you your top videos. In the last 28 days, what was your top video? I'll tell you what mine was. My top video had 3,100 views. And it was a Temu 2 orders together. And then I had a 3,000 view for a morning talk show. Can't see what it was about. And then all my white dresses. I was about ready to, after I made that one, I was going to delete it because I thought people are just going to think I'm compulsive and I'm, mentally ill wanting all those white dresses, or they're going to think, get rid of them. Something's wrong with you. You're a hoarder. But I have 2.9 thousand views on that one. Who would have figured? Maybe I should do all my black dresses. The only reason I did all my white dresses was because I was showing the people who do, work in places that have to have a white uniform some ideas of how to, my one daughter is a hostess granddaughter's a hostess in a fancy restaurant. Well, she has to have nice dresses. So I was telling people how to add the lace and the beads if you need to get ideas how to make fancy. So, but everyone except for one of these, everyone is a Temu, summer Temu haul, Temu haul with the crown, Temu haul with the crowd, Temu plus size. They're all the ones that get the most views. Then I do have Feeding a Crowd. It got 2,500 views. So if you're out to make money on your part-time job here, on making a video, people are wondering, I got something in my eyelash. I'm trying to ignore it because when I start rubbing my eye, all hell breaks loose. It won't stop, and I stir it up, and I get more in it than I'm getting out of it, so I'm just trying to blink it out. So if this is your part, I tell people who, start a YouTube channel. Maybe you could make it go, and it's a good part-time job, and it's fun for me. Show everybody. It's kind of like bragging, show and tell, teaching, telling people stuff, and voicing your opinion. So I like doing it. Material Mom, I am. And Hillary at the dentist's office, they need somebody to work. She goes, hey, you could get a job answering phones at the dentist's office. And I said, yeah, I can pick up the phone and go, so to the dentist's office, Material Mom speaking, subscribe to me. Maybe I could get some, they laughed. All right. So then on this website, after you can look at that, you also how viewers find your videos. And most of mine are from browsing. They have browsing, 55%, suggestion of videos, 24%, channel pages, I don't know what that means, 5.9%, content suggesting you, it's like 1%, so I don't even want to look at that because that isn't anything. All right, YouTube search terms. They find me by searching Material Mom, because I tell everybody, look me up, Material Mom. Or they search by looking up Temu hauls, and 1.8% I come up. And we'll look at this. Somebody, and she messaged me, somebody looked up my Temu car seat cover, and mine came up. Wasn't that lucky? Anyway, then they tell you that. Playlist featuring you. 71.5% videos, 4.1% Temu, external sites, Gmail, Facebook, I don't know. You know, like I said, I don't know what the hell I mean. But here's the other tip I'm telling you and what I want to say. Another thing that works with, I looked it up. Oh, I was going to bring that over here. I looked it up when I decided to do a YouTube channel. I looked up what you should do, what you should cover, how you should run your videos and all that stuff. And I wrote them down as they spoke them because, you know, that's how you really remember is if you take notes. One of the things that they said to do was, do not draw the end out. When you're done, finish it. Because, you know, I've seen, even on your telephone when you're talking to people, you know you're done. And then they go, all right, I'm going to end now. And then you keep talking. And I did it once in my early days, and Jamie's listening to me, and he goes, you said you were going to end 10 minutes ago. Does that annoy you? It annoys him. He's out of there. And then when you know it's going to end, I do this. Last night I was watching some shows, and I knew it was going to end. I don't need to hear their goodbye and their thank you, goodbye, subscribe, you know. So I just leave, push the button, move on to the next thing. But some of the ladies are saying, you end it too fast and you don't say, you know, thank you and all this stuff. But you want us to subscribe, but you don't say thank you to your subscribers. Well, it's because of the guidelines that I read. It said, do not draw the end out. End it fast. Keep them involved. When you're done, you're done. End it fast. So that's why I say goodbye. I want to end you before you turn me off. Why? Then I looked it up. Key moments for audience retention. They are judging us if people are watching our videos to the end. If you, like it says, if you're still watching after 30 minutes of the video, what's your percentage? Or do people leave? Because when you leave somebody's show, that counts against you. That means nobody likes you. I don't want to be one of those. I want people to watch me to the end. So that is why I don't go droning out the goodbyes. Thank you for coming. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. 10 minutes of that. No, when I'm done, I say goodbye. And if you don't like that, then I'll try to do a little better. Maybe if I have a keyword that says, okay, that's all I have for you. Thank you. And then push it. If I say thank you, that means, because I guess I don't say thank you enough. But thank you so much. Okay. I feel it with all my being. Thank you. But I thought people knew I meant thank you. Like Omega sent me this beautiful bracelet. And I don't think I thanked her enough for what that thank you gift she sent back to me. And, I mean, it is so beautiful. She doesn't realize how much I love it. It's sparkly. It's a statement. I wish I could make it, but it looks too hard. I don't think I could ever make it. I don't know where she got the stuff. Swarovski's, what's how you ever say that? Crystals, I bet these are. Swarovski's crystals. I have a lot of red. And I like red because it's Valentine's Day, 4th of July, Christmas, you wear red a lot. So, thank you so much. She gave this, she could have given it to some people who don't like bracelets or sparkly or red. She picked me. So, yes, thank you. All right. So, then another person, I said, I'm sorry that I, end so quickly, and that some people, when they start their videos, they automatically have a set saying, thank you for tuning in on me. This is da-da-da, and I'm so glad I don't have one of those set things because I don't have a script. Because my main goal with my YouTube channel is to make it the true reality of life. I don't edit much. Sometimes, I will admit, one time I was recording Jamie and I talking, and then we got into a little argument, as all married people do, and he was saying something one way, and I said, no, it's this way. No, we're not fighting. We were just saying, each one of us wanted to be right. And I knew I was right, but he knew he was right, but I was really right. But anyway, we were arguing back and forth. Well, then, after we were done, I said, I don't want people hearing that argument. Then the comments are going to be, oh, you guys are always arguing and fighting, which we really don't fight, but except we do have a few subjects we do fight about. But anyway, the trust or the, you know, stuff like that. It all has to do with the blended family. It's hard. Stepchildren and step parents, blended, you know, it is hard. I think most people can admit it's hard. And how to treat fair, all the children, all the grandchildren, treat them fair. So that's our biggest argument. But anyway, I didn't want people to see us arguing, and that does not leave a good note for people who want to watch. They don't want to hear about your illnesses. Thank heavens I don't have any. They don't want to hear, you know, about certain things because they want life to be, you really want to watch to be entertained and happy. And so sometimes we do tell them our problems in life because that's a reality. So I want my channel to be reality, the truth, down to earth. We're not none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. And, you know, I don't want a written script on how I start, how I stop, and how I do it. And I want to, you know, keep it different. I don't like humdrum. And so I change it up. And so one lady goes, I like that. Because, you know, when people get on there and do the same thing the same way, it gets boring. And my favorite saying on my Facebook page is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. We could have a whole morning talk show about that. Very true. Because I went to counseling and they also said, if people do not get fed up, darn fed up with the way something's going, then they don't make a change. And that's true. Your car, it goes with everything. Like your car, oh, I should get a new car, yeah, and that car, I hate it. I mean, yeah. But until you get darn fed up, you're not going to go buy another one because it's too easy just to keep going the way you are. So if you have something in your life and it isn't working out for you, like a diet or a friend thing or your job, and you always do the same thing, then you're just going to always get what you always got. If you want to change, then you got to change something. So, you know, people ask, what should I do? I don't know if I should move to this job, move to that house, or stay. I said, well, you know, if you keep it like it is, then it's going to keep being the same way. And so that helps you make a decision. If you want to change up, then change it. Do something different. And then the outcome will be different. And so that's my philosophy in life. If you've always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. If you always eat the same way, I don't eat breakfast, and then I just eat, you know, but it's not working out for you. That's why Dr. Phil, how's that working out for you? If you've always done it, this is what you're always going to get. So maybe do something different. So I like to do different, you know. All right. And maybe it's working for them to have a set. I know that one lady, I love her. It's Mommy is in her name. Beautiful girl, but she's not real skinny. And she models hauls, and her background's simple and perfect. And she has kind of a script. I know she doesn't watch me, so I can say it. She has kind of a script about chunky mama, and we are here, and we don't care about your chunky things and what your thighs weigh and what your, you know, what the scales weigh and what your thighs measurement, you know. Anyway, she has a whole set thing, and she's good at it. It works for her, so keep it. But plus, I'm a terrible memory. I can't remember. I can't memorize. So I can't say the same thing I said yesterday. I'm lucky to remember my favorite saying, if you always do what you've always done. I know it's bad grammar. People go, that's bad grammar. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. What kind of grammar is that? But I don't know how you would say it to mean the same thing with correct grammar. So that is why I don't say a set speech. I can't ever do that because that's why I forget to say thank you because I don't have a set speech. And then half the time I forget to say thumbs up and subscribe. I had this hidden back there and I wasn't even doing it for a while. But my subscribers, no one's subscribing anymore. So then I brought that out because I thought, oh, maybe that'll remind people and I can get a few more subscribers. Some people have 10,000 subscribers, you know? What would that be like? I don't know. I probably never will get that much. November will be a year. Maybe I should set a goal. For November 2024, I want 10,000 subscribers. No, you're supposed to set your goals low enough that they're obtainable, but high enough that it's a challenge. So if I put out more white dress videos, that just is watching time. That isn't really subscribers. But watching time counts. Watch till the end. I'm not done yet. All right. Now I have to tell you a funny thing. One lady said, did you ever think of wearing contacts? Your eyes are beautiful. No, my eyes aren't beautiful. I have hooded eyes. That means I don't have an eyelid. My eyeballs, I don't know what color they are. Somebody said hazel. No, I put hazel on my senior picture and they made me have, that was with brown eyes then. Look, you know, a shade of brown. And they're not brown one bit. They're, sometimes when I wear a green or something, they look more green. Sometimes they look more gray. Rarely do they look a beautiful blue, like my mother had that beautiful blue eyes. And Lisa, my younger sister, got those beautiful blue eyes. So no one has ever complimented that I have beautiful eyes. They're not beautiful. They're my dad. Thank you, Dad. And they don't even work right. I can't even see out of them. No, I don't want contacts because I can't even put eye drops in my eye. Or get, you know, my eye, I'm just real sensitive. And the other thing is why I like my glass. I can hide behind my glasses so people don't really see me. And so I feel like, you know, I told you how I hate to hug people because they get in, it's in my space, and I do side hug, but I don't. One lady, bless her heart, she came and hugged me, and she was quite large breasted. And she hugged me front on hug, tight hug like you do your little children or something. And her giant, large breasts were touching my breasts, hugging, squishing together. That was the worst feeling I ever felt in my life. I cringed. I'm sorry if I'm telling a little too much, but I didn't like that feeling. So I kind of back off because I don't want my boobs squishing into people. I'm sorry, but that's the real truth if I'm going to be truthful with you. So I like my space. Remember, this is my space. This is your space. So stay a little back from me. So I don't want to hug, and I like to hide. And, you know, if I wear my glasses, the bigger the better. They can't see maybe my imperfections. They can't see into my soul. I don't know. I need more therapy maybe. Why don't I like people hugging me? I think you don't have to. If some people need a hug, I like Jamie hugging me, but he rarely does. I tell him that. Might be too much information. I say, how come in the kitchen or when I walk by or something, you never think to hug me? And he looks at me like, well, I do. I said, well, if you think it, you never do it. Because, you know, I know in the beginning when we were newlyweds, he would come behind me and he would always hug me. And he would always kiss me, and it didn't matter. But now, I could stand by the kitchen, and he's trying to get by. That's the perfect time to hug somebody, but no, he tries not to touch me as he goes by, like I have cooties or something. So then I do it to him. And then I'm coming, like we were changing drivers in the car when this last time we went to Idaho Falls. So I'm coming this way, and he's coming this way. It's, you know, the side of the road on the highway. And so I thought it's a perfect chance. So I was coming up to him to give him a kiss, a little hug, you know, when we passed. He's trying to avoid me like I'm getting in his way. And I looked at him like, I wanted a kiss. He doesn't even think. The old coot. Anyway, if he hears this, he'll probably be mad because he denies it. But no, he doesn't. He doesn't need I said, don't men need hugs during the day? Like a little hug to, you know, make you feel good and stuff. Because, you know, sometimes I'm in a bad mood, and if he would just give me a hug. But I don't want a hug from the neighbor lady that came and hugged straight on. I didn't. Maybe that's a clue that I'm not. I don't have one bit of lesbian in me. Okay, too much information. Let's move on. Nails, my next subject. All right, I'm just laughing so hard. Last night I was watching Holland with Mimi. If you haven't watched her, you could go over there and check her out. So she's entertaining, and she helped me get started because she threw my name out there for people to watch. And, you know, I'd like to know more about her and interview her, but of course it's none of my business. I think she lives in Rhode Island. I'll never see her. I live here, she lives there, but I like her. So anyway, I was watching her last night, and she was saying how she got these new nails and she just hated them. And I'm looking at them, and they had little, things on them, raises on them, and so they kept catching on everything when she's pulling her pants, all that stuff. And I'm just laughing and I'm listening. And then Jamie goes, "That's this, you know how men are. That's the stupidest nails I've ever seen. Why would you ever put those on? Why would you ever buy them? Why would you ever want them?" Going on and on. And then I had to do it. I held my hand up to him. I have one on, two of them on. And of course, he had to shut up right then, right? Because it's like, but I had to laugh because I think it was the same one she's wearing, a bow on there. And I have caught it in my hair, caught it everywhere, just like she said. I want to rip it off, but I know if I do, it's glued on there good. And my own nail underneath, I was getting ready to go to Idaho Falls, and I needed to redo my nail with my Orly and put my, because my own nail's long. I just needed to fix it, but I didn't have time. So when I don't have time, I just glue on a fake nail. And if I pull this off too soon, I know you can soak them and everything, but I didn't want to mess with it. So if I pull it off too soon, my own nails are so thin, it will just rip my own nail down short. But I don't want that because I'm going to fix it and build it up. Gel build her in a bottle, it up for church tomorrow. So anyway, I don't want to rip it off. So, but I am hating it just like she is, catching on everything. My hair, I had to like redo it. I still think I have a pull out here because it caught on that thread and caught on this lace. See, look, catches. Do not buy these. They're beautiful on the package. They have some diamonds, pearls, and everything. But now this one has some diamonds, and they're kind of like, they don't catch. But these are for like when you are just going to be sitting there looking beautiful for a photo or something. They're not for living. So these, I'm going to be throwing them away with that lipstick that dries my lips out. But anyway, so if you have that same problem, comment below. And if Jamie sees anybody wearing these kind, he's going to think you're stupid. And you can't be a worker with beautiful nails. Once I start digging in the dirt and helping Jamie, they all break. They're all horrible. And doing dishes, like when I had the family reunion, I had to do a lot of dishes. My nails were ruined. It takes months then to get them back where you wanted them. So in the winter, my nails are better than in the summer, because in the summer, I'm outside living more, but I don't want to be crippled. This could be crippling. I can't do the dishes. My nails will be ruined. No, I can't do that. I'll be ruined. If you want to live life, then you got to have. And what do men and boys really think of your long nails? They don't like it really, unless they want to scratch their back, because they do not want you to use an excuse that you can't get your nails wet, so you're not going to cook for them or something. They want you to live your life. Okay, well, some. You can't say everybody, because that's rarely true. I could say everybody gets hungry. Well, that isn't even true. When I'm on a cruise ship, I never feel hungry because we eat so often that my stomach never feels hungry. So you can't even say everybody gets hungry, because maybe some don't if you eat often. The other thing is you can never say never, because there's an exception to the rule. And so I've learned that. And when people say, "Oh, I will never model a swimming suit," wrong. I did it. "Oh, I never get hungry, and everybody loves this." No, there's going to be somebody who doesn't love it. Everybody thinks she's funny. No, they don't think I'm funny. They think I'm stupid and I'm insulting and I say the slut word too often. One lady got mad at me because I said that word to Brooklyn too much. And I had to laugh because why I said it so many times was because the reaction Brooklyn was acting. Because, I mean, to me, it's not that bad a word. You know, the C word for women is worse, right? If you know what that is. I would never say that. But the slut word to me is just kind of funny word. And, you know, it's like calling a lady a hag, or it's just insulting. And, you know, so anyway, Trevor's kids are so sheltered, which is good. They live in a wonderful Christ-driven home, and Trevor and Misty don't swear. The kids don't swear. If they do say the Lord's name in vain, they might have to stand in the corner because one of the 10 commandments, the simplest commandments are the 10 commandments. Do not say the Lord's name in vain. I don't do it because to me, I will get chastised from heaven because God will not be mocked. And I will be afraid that, you know, I might get punished if I said the Lord's name in vain. So I wouldn't allow my children to say it, and Trevor doesn't allow his children to say it because we believe in the 10 Commandments. And we would not curse God because we have everything because of him. All right, enough religion there. But anyway, so Trevor's kids, and they don't watch TV like I let my kids. They don't even get to watch PG-13 until they're, you know, they approve of the parents watch it first. They don't get free reign of YouTube because you can watch some real crap on YouTube. I was even like that black tape fashion show. I wouldn't want my kids to see that. And it just came up and I was just like shocked. So they don't let their kids just go to your room and watch YouTube, you know. They don't get to. They don't get to have their phones in their room by themselves. Brooklyn, London, and Grant. They have their phone in, like your laptop, your computer's in the living room so everyone can see it. That's what their phones. So they have strict rules. So when I said that word, you know, little Brooklyn's reaction, you know, and that's why I was asking her if in school, if you say that slut word, you know, what do they do? Is it a bad word still? I don't even know. Because when I was a child, I was in the store one time and the big word was crap. And you know, that is like SHIT back then. Well, I said that word because I was trying to be cool. And I would say it at school, oh, crap. So then one time I'm with my mother, and I remember exactly where I was. We were in Griffith's department store in the Grants Pass, Oregon, in the fabric section. And there was some fabric there. And, you know, I was a fabric person then, loved to sew then and learning. And there was some fabric there that was ugly. And I said, that looks like crap. My mother turned to me and about slapped me across the face right in the store for saying that word because that was like a swear word. I told you how her F word was fart when I was growing up. We weren't allowed to say that. So anyway, my mother was very proper. So, you know, I wondered if the S was the word I was saying. I don't want to say it again because I got in trouble for saying it too many times. So nowadays, I wondered what the kids think of that word and her reaction. But I can't really judge by her because she, you know, she hasn't dated yet. She doesn't know everything yet about the whole everything. So I wanted to see what she told about it. So I apologize if I offended some of you using that word. And she said, but you know, you have to realize my family knows me quite well. And they know my sayings, they know my jokes, they know what I say, they know what I like, what I don't like, and what I criticize, and what I will make fun of and everything. They know me. So Brooklyn, it must not have offended her because she follows me around wherever I go. Whoever I'm talking to, she wants to be by me and listen to me talk. She wants to see what I'm doing. She, you know, and she wants to come any chance she can get. She wants to come to my house or go with me. Most of my grandkids are like that. They want to go with me and they want me to invite them over. They want to spend the night here. So I don't think any of them, I offend any of them, no matter what I say. They still like to be around me. And maybe I do shock them, but then they just laugh. And, we all are unique. And I'm a unique grandma to them. Their other grandma isn't like me one bit. They don't see her very much, but she's not like me one bit. All of my kids have another grandma. And I'm a different grandma than their other grandma. I'm not saying I'm better. Emily's grandkids have their other grandma is wonderful. She's a great competition for me. Jill and Earl. Earl is great, and they are great the best grandparents. And I got to put out the red carpet when they come because I got a competition there to be a good grandma, as they are. But some of them aren't as good at grandparents, and some of them are very different than I am. Some of them aren't religious. Some of them might smoke. Some of them might, drink. It's fine if you do those things. I'm not judging you. We grew up different. I grew up one way. You might have grown up another way. So I know a lot of you haulers on here, people like me, they smoke. I'm not judging them. I just learned that I'd rather spend my money on something else. I have different habits than smoking. I have white dresses. All right, we're not judging. Everybody's unique and everybody's different. And everybody can be that way. And thank heavens it's not against the law to have, I didn't count how many white dresses. I don't want it. I don't want to know. But it's not against the law in the United States of America to have that many white dresses. So, it's not against the law to smoke if you're the right age. So, I'm not judging. And, if you reach a point in life when you got lung cancer or something, then you can say, they will all say, I shouldn't have smoked. I wish I could stop. They know. They're not stupid. They know. When they were 15, they may not have been as smart as they are now about it. And, my one husband, the girl's dad, he was a smoker, and I was around it. And I didn't like it too much. And one thing that turned me off was when my baby died and they looked at the placenta. They said that the placenta looked like a 2-pack-a-day smoker. I never smoked a cigarette a day in my life, but being around that secondhand smoke did that. Now, that's not why he died, because of that. But his only life he had was when he grew inside of me. So then I felt so bad if that affected him. So don't smoke around people who are pregnant, number one. If you're pregnant, don't smoke. And number two, if somebody doesn't want to be around it, don't be around it. Like, because Jamie has COPD or asthma, whatever you have, you can't be around that stuff. But if you choose and you like it and it's your habit, you'll still be my friend. I still like you. So I'm not that way. That doesn't, have you seen, I'm talking too long probably, but I have another thing to bring up because that's what happens. I only have this notes to talk about, but then I think of other things to talk about. I had a daughter-in-law, and we always called her, they're divorced now, but we always called her a chameleon because whoever she was around, she copied them and did exactly what they did. So she didn't smoke until she was around this friend, and then she started smoking. She would change her whole, what would it be called? Her style of dress. Like, she just wore t-shirts and jeans. Then she met, and her hair was just straight. And she met this friend who really to-doed her hair up, with the big hoop and jewelry and dressed nicer and everything. So then she just started copying her and dressing like that. And we're just like shocked. And she bought all new wardrobe, and we're just like, I don't know how her style at all. And so I've met people like that. I had a neighbor once, and I liked her a lot, and she had a lot of kids like me, and her husband was a stay-at-home husband doing, I don't know what he did, but she would copy me. All right. The best form of flattery is if somebody copies you. Isn't that what Dr. Phil says? So I said that to myself because, like, I would buy a new pair of earrings at the gas station or whatever, and I'd say, oh, they're only 99 cents a pair. I'd go the next day, and she had the pair exactly like me. Okay, that was a compliment, right? Because she loved mine so much, she got some just like me. So I wasn't offended or anything, but I just had to chuckle. Now, and I might do that too sometimes. Oh, I love that. I'm buying that. On here, you see, you holler and go, oh, I want that. I'm ordering that. You know, so we do it. We all do it. But this daughter-in-law, she took it to the extreme. And I would say, and I still say this, if I'm with someone who's drinking or smoking, that doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I'm not into peer pressure. I know myself. And I think we need to teach our kids that it's peer pressure. But just because they're doing it, my mother always would say, just because they're jumping off the bridge doesn't mean you have to. Did your mom say that? Let me know if she did. Anyway, and so she taught us that, you know, you don't, just because they're vandalizing and you're with them, you're not going to do that. You leave them and, you know, go do your own thing. Be an example to others. Bring them up and say, no, we don't do that. Or, you know, but, you know, just because I'm with a smoker, my husband smoked. I didn't do it. I didn't start that. So you have to be your own person and true to yourself. That's what that means. And that's why I do not want to conform to a set what I have to say every day and be a habit. I do have one habit, and I show my Timu sign when I have a Timu. Why do I do that every time? Because I see when people scroll through their TV and I see something like a picture of something, but you have to look to see who's put that up. I don't know if I want to watch that. Who's doing that one, you know? And if it's somebody you don't want to watch, but I want you guys to know it's me doing a Timu, and so you might not want to turn it in, or you might want to. And so I let you see it. And if I do a morning talk show and I'm not talking about it, then I'm not going to hold my sign up. So then you know the difference. Get it? And then I noticed I kind of gear my channel by what I think and what I have done in the past with YouTube and with what I like. And I hate those perfect shows. There's two ladies, Whitney and Brittany, and they are influencers, and oh, they have a regular room that you know they don't live in. It is just for their show. And the hanging behind all the same colors and the, you know, Louis Vuitton purse, and it's all too perfect. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be like that because that isn't real life. And I don't live in a store, and I don't live in a room that we don't live in. My living room, Hillary, when she was in high school, Mom, we're not supposed to have a TV in the living room. It's just supposed to be for company visitors, and we sit there. I'm not having that. I'm not having a room just for the visitor. We live in every room of our house, and, you know, I'm not going to have a room just for that. So I'm not a perfect person. I like my nest. I like my things right here, and I like my bed made nice, my sheets clean. I do have nice things that I want nice, but I'm real. I don't edit because you can't edit real life. If you watched my first shows, that's what I tell you. We can't rewind real life and say, I want to do over. No, nobody watch that. I got to get that out of there, you know. That's not real life either. And that's the funniest thing is when people make mistakes or they goof up or something. Isn't that the funniest? That's what the shorts are when people goof. So I just don't edit. I leave it in there unless Jamie and I are arguing too much. And I don't want to be, I should repent it and never do that again. Okay, I won't. All right, so that, and I look at other people's YouTube channels, and, you know, it's like I try to improve. And that's another thing on the list of what you do if you have a YouTube channel. You improve, and there were two words, which I should have brought my list over here to read them to you, but I didn't. Improve and move on. I don't know. I don't remember what it was, but that was another one that you do, you know. We all want to improve. I don't know if mine are improving too much. I got a Material Mom sign. And so, and then I look at other people's channels, and if they are I don't know. I have a problem with dogs barking and animals and kids sometimes. You know, some people like that when kids come running in, and that's reality with some people. But when you get old and kind of crotchety, like at church, there's one place we won't sit, and it's by this one family that has this screaming baby. I know she's going to outgrow it, but right now, if you sit by her, you just want to, after what you're trying to hear, and that baby's screaming, take that baby out, you know. When I was younger, it wouldn't have bothered me a bit, and so you know how old people get crotchety. And so when I watch those shows that have, you know, it makes me too nervous sometimes. I could put up with a little bit, and I love kids, and I love animals. Well, kind of. And I know there's those barky dogs that you can't shut them up, right? And there's some cute little animals that they show us. That's fine. I don't want to see snakes, though. But, you know, when some people come to the door, there's those dogs that, you know, you tell them to shut up, they're not going to shut up for anything. It's their breed to bark, announce. And those people want that because then they know when someone comes to the door. Someone could have came to my door 4 times and left, and I would never have known it because I don't have a dog to tell me. I realize all that. But it's just what people like. So I do what I like and what I want to see in a YouTube channel. And so it might attract some and it might not others. And people seem to like my talk shows, so then I'm just going to keep doing it. They liked my white dress show. I'm not going to do that again. Now, I might do black dresses. I do have some pretty black dresses that I don't have any place to wear them to, funeral. But I don't think you have to wear black to a funeral. You don't have to comment about that, because my sister's husband died, and his family all had black on. The whole family were wearing black, you know, which is fine. But our family, you know, we were all in colors because we believe in the hereafter, and dying isn't such a horrible thing. We know we'll all be together. We believe we will all be together, you know, when we in heaven or wherever we're going to be in the next life. So death is not such a sad thing. We're just missing him for a short while. We'll see him again. And if the person was suffering, he had Parkinson's, and if they're suffering or have Alzheimer's or something, then it might be a blessing for them to pass on. We don't want our loved ones to suffer. So, you know, it's not such a black day, maybe. They're out of their misery. All right, I'm tired of talking. I don't want to talk anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go put my swimming suit on, take this off, and I'm going to go in my pond. Today's the hottest day of the year so far.